Hey guys, this is Ryan Typhlosion37, coach of the Pittsburgh Steelas, bringing you Week 10 of WPL Season 6. This week I'm facing off against Nacho, coach of the Detroit Teravolts, and his roster is Tyranitar, Togekiss, Chandelure, Mienshao, Dredagon, Tangela, Megamanectric, Excadrill, Necrozma, Alomomola, and Xatu. And my draft is Tapu Koko, Goodra, Donphan, Rotom Heat, Gourgeist, Garbodor, Megalopony, Slowbro, Tornadus Incarnate, Acelgor, and Bisharp. So, before I get into the team I brought, looking at his roster, I'm really hoping he doesn't bring the Tangela, as strange as it sounds. It is the best counter to my Megalopony on his team. I'm hoping he brings Alomomola instead. You will see my set for Lopunny kind of banks on that. Sand is obviously very threatening, and Chandelure, I had to EV certain mons just to take hits from Chandelure, especially if it was like choice specs. So, the team I brought, I have my Donphan with Earthquake, Knockoff, Gunkshot, Toxic, Leftovers, and I'm actually running Sand Veil to try to avoid hits if he brings Sand, which, as you can see, he does. So I'm hoping that can put in work. It has enough defense, I believe, to take 2 Life Orb hits from an Adamant Excadrill. If he's Z with like Earthquake into Z Earthquake, I believe that does kill me, but I'm gonna hope for the best. And Megalopony, as I said, I'm banking on him bringing Alomomola to counter instead of Tangela, because I have Substitute, because Alamomola's Scald does not break Megalopony's sub after 1 hit. If he brought Tangela, a Giga Drain would have easily broken the sub. So, I'm Substitute Power Up Punch, Drain Punch, Return. If I can get up a couple Power Up Punches, especially behind the sub against the Alomomola, I can sweep his team as long as he doesn't get Sand back up. I have a Acelgor, completely max speed, so I can outspeed Scarf Chandelure. With Bug Buzz, Focus Blast, Sludge Bomb, and HP Ghost, I have the red card to get Unburden if I have to switch into a hit or something. I didn't like Focus Sash because Sand would kill me after that anyways. I have Tornadus Incarnate with Tailwind, so I can outspeed Drill and Sand. Hurricane, Focus Blast, and Sludge Wave, and I am running Zoom Lens so I don't miss Hurricanes and Focus Blasts, especially against the T-Tar. I have Goodra with Dragon Tail, Dragon Pulse, Thunderbolt Superpower Leftovers. I have enough special defense to take, I believe, 2 Specs Shadow Balls from Chandelure in the sand. And then Rotom Heat, it's pretty much just max specially defensive, Volt Switch, Overheat, Toxic Thunderbolt, with Chardy Berry to take a hit from the Excadrill, or Tyranitar. So the team he brought, I'm very glad he brought Megamanectric over Chandelure, and I'm very glad he brought Alomomola over Tangela, because the Manectric, like, it can't do anything to Rotom or Goodra. So, finally getting into the battle, he leads with his Manectric, I lead with my Rotom Heat. I'm just gonna Volt Switch out, I believe, and he actually goes for Overheat. No, I think I go for Toxic, predicting him to switch. And there's nothing he can do to me, so I'm going to Toxic again as he goes for Volt Switch, and I hit the Tyranitar on the way in. So right off the bat, I'm in a great position with Toxic on multiple of his mons. I am going to Volt Switch out, I believe. No, I Hard Switch into the Necrozma, into my Donphan as he Hard Switches into Necrozma. And you can see he did switch out first, so I know he's faster than my Rotom with his Tyranitar. And here, he goes for Swords Dance. I believe I go for Toxic. And this is great. The Necrozma's on a timer. He's taking Sand damage and Toxic damage. He goes for another SD. I go for Earthquake. I could have knocked, but with Prism Armor, it wouldn't have helped that much. And he goes for Photon Geyser, and it barely does anything. It only does 65% at +4. So a lot of defense investment really helping me there. And now the Necrozma is down. If I had dodged that with the Sand Veil, it would have been amazing, but I go into my Goodra here as he just wishes, and he goes for Protect to scout what I want to do. I went for Thunderbolt. Here, Sand goes off, he gets the Wish back, and he's going to switch into the T-Tar as I just go for Dragon Pulse, and by this damage, I can tell he's Assault Vest, but I don't think he has too much investment. And he goes for Stone Edge, and I knock him out with Superpower. So now the Sand is gone for the rest of the match, which is absolutely amazing. He goes into the Excadrill. I'm just going to stay in. He goes for EQ. That's fine. I go into my Tornadus here. I probably should have gone into Lopunny. I predicted him to switch into Togekiss, so I go for Earthquake. He goes for Rock Slide, or not Earthquake, Hurricane. Now he switches into his Manectric as I go for Focus Blast. does a lot of damage, but now he can kill me. So I'm going to go directly into my Rotom. There's nothing he can do to me. He goes for Volt Switch, that's fine. In comes the Excadrill, and he goes for Rock Slide. I have the Charty Berry, that's fine. I go for Overheat, but I get flinched. No, I miss. But he misses his Rock Slide, and then I knock him out with the Overheat. So a little bit of unfortunate hacks both ways there. He goes into his Togekiss. He goes for Sub, as I went for Toxic. And here he goes for Air Slash. Thankfully, does not get the flinch. Thunderbolt is able to break the sub, so I'm just going to spam Thunderbolt here. If he knocks me out, that's fine. If he tries to set up a sub, that's fine. He does just knock me out. And here, I go into my Tornadus, click Sludge Wave. He's extremely weakened now, but he goes for Thunder Wave. I kind of wish he had just knocked me out there, but I go for Tailwind here as he goes for Air Slash. I wish he had just knocked me out instead of going for T-Wave, because if he's max HP Togekiss, I don't think he is, based on the damage he was doing. I'm pretty sure he's max speed, but I couldn't risk anything, so I don't go into my Lopunny here. I go into my Celeborn to Sludge Bomb, and he actually switches into the Alomomola as I do go for Sludge Bomb. And here I make an extremely risky play. I aggressively go into my Lopunny as he goes for Wish. If he had gone for Scald there and burned me, the game very well could have been over. But as I Mega Evolve, he goes for Protect, and I set up my sub, and I'm going for the sweep now. I go for Power Up Punch the next turn. He does reveal he's Rocky Helmet, which is going to be annoying. But with Alumola's massive attacks, or HP stat, my Drain Punches will be getting me back a lot of health. So it only does 33%, but I get almost back up to full, so after Rocky Helmet damage, I'm still at 75%. I'm going to sub again here, I have no reason not to. He goes for Wish, and he goes for Protect there, as I went for Power Up Punch. So this is going to go on for a while. He actually goes into his Togekiss there as I go for Power Up Punch. I didn't really understand that, but he's going to go back into his Alomomola, trying to get Rocky Helmet damage. But I'm fine here. I'm just going to go for a Drain Punch. I probably should have gone for a turn so I could stay behind my sub more easily. But he actually goes for Healing Wish, lets me stay behind my sub, and then he goes back into his Togekiss. And as I said, even if he's max HP, it's a roll to kill, and it's in my favor. So I knock him out with the return. He sends in his, whatever this thing's called, Manectric. He wins the speed tie, breaks my sub, and I knock him out with return. So that's a nice 3-0 win for me here. Mega Lopunny at the beginning of this week was the kill leader of the league, and picking up 3 more kills, I believe it does stay there. The link to Nacho's channel will be in the description. He's a great guy, great battler. Watch his content. Like and subscribe to this video if you want to see more. Follow me on Twitter, it'll be in the description. Thank you guys for watching, I'll see you next time.